In terms of projects overall, I wouldn't rewrite any of them. I think I have an issue with sometimes jumping the gun because I get really excited about something. And so I think I would rewrite a few of my decisions to include a little more patience. And I think that would have saved me stress, money, and given me a little bit more clarity when I needed it versus being so hasty to um to put deposits down or to go somewhere without having a clear idea of what we were going to do when we get there. So I think there's a very special balance between risk and patience and when to risk and being very strategic about the risk.
Yeah.
I'm a huge fan of risk. I'm a huge fan of taking a chance. But I think the older I get and the longer I have this company, it's about taking the risk very strategically and and saving myself a little little of the heartache throughout the process by being just a tad more patient and
Yeah.
a little bit more prepared.
Well, yeah, that's very wise, because sometimes we do jump the gun. Sometimes we do get excited. I like to feel comfortable in decisions, and sometimes you gotta go for it, and sometimes you do have to be more patient
Yeah.
with certain things.
Mhm. And
Even
then
just like your career in general.
yeah, yeah. Oh my gosh, yeah, absolutely. It's hard to be patient as a filmmaker
Yeah,
coming up and watching my career grow slowly, painfully slow.
yeah,
But it's growing, and I have to remember that it is growing, and it's growing at the pace that it's meant to grow, and not to compare myself to other filmmakers who, got their first feature at 23, got their first, like, back rooms at 20 kind of thing. It's,
yeah,
being very, very patient with where I am now and understanding that it's for a reason and it's meant to play out the way it's playing out and to really relish in why and get excited to find out.
yeah. I remember I was on a set and I was talking to like one of the crew members, one of the actors. And we're just talking about what we've done and things, and they were like, "How long you been doing this?"
Mm,
And I was like, well, like probably like 10 years, something like that. Well, now it's been longer, but this was like before COVID.
yeah.
But anyways, they were like, "Oh, damn, really?" And I was like, "Yeah." And they're like, "Oh."
Mm,
They got kind of like weird about it.
yeah.
I was like, "Well, how long you been doing it?" And they're like, "Well, like just a few years." And I was like, "Okay, cool. You're still like early in your journey."
Yeah.
And they were like, "Yeah, but you've been doing this like 10 years." And like, if I've been doing this 10 years and I haven't made it, like I'm gonna do something else. And I was just like,
That's your journey.
I was like, yeah, that's fair for you, but like everyone's journey is different. And like, yeah, sometimes it's gonna take more than a decade.
Yeah, of course. Of course, of course, of course. That's just the process. I mean, yeah, it shouldn't have phased you because that's just, and like I said, there's no linear way to do this industry. It is really just about going with what makes sense for you right now. And that's a beautiful thing to be able to embrace that versus criticize yourself for it.
Yeah, and I think because a long time ago, I sort of had this moment of acceptance where
Mhm.
I was like, okay, for what I'm trying to do, for what I want for myself and my career and my family and all these things, like it's gonna take time. Like it's not gonna be an overnight thing. It's
Yeah.
not gonna be something I could do in a couple years. This is like decades of an investment. If I even just look at, I want to be a film director. Well, like it takes time to be um, a film director.
Absolutely.
Like there's a lot of directors that didn't even do their hit movie until they were like in their 40s.
Yeah.
Like so then that kind of made me start thinking, maybe like 5 years ago, where it's like, like what is the rush? Like why am I rushing to that destination where it's like I still have so much to learn, I still have so much to experience. Like why am I trying to jump the gun? Like
Mhm.
and I can't compare myself to other people because they haven't had my life. They haven't had We've had different childhoods, different education, different paths, all these things, different opportunities, like some people live in a certain area that is not doesn't work the same way as somebody else. So it's like
Absolutely.
you just have to like, be patient about like, all right, this is a journey, it's gonna take time.
Mhm.
Instead of worrying about the time, how
Yeah.
long this is gonna take, let me just focus on my craft, focus on what I'm trying to do, my goals and stuff. And I feel like that's what you're doing. I feel like
Yeah, absolutely, and I feel so lucky to be on this journey, and again, I feel incredibly, incredibly blessed to be able to do it with my sister
yeah,
and to have this beautiful, beautiful experience together that I would have never dreamt was gonna be my reality every day. And, the lows are low, but they're, a lot higher when someone is there with you. And then the
yeah,
highs are high, and they're just incredible getting to celebrate them with somebody who truly understands what you're going through and why you're doing what you're doing, and that this is an impossible industry. And if you're going at the pace we're meant to go, and it's going to, it's what makes us who we are. And I wouldn't change any of that.